Hi programmers. So in this video we will understand how Docker Compose work. To do so, I have this beautiful picture for you so that you will get an idea that what all components we are covering in this video. First of all, we will see that how multiple containers will be linked, for example PostgreSQL container and pgadmin, and we will see that how we can persist the PostgreSQL data in our local storage. And you might be wondering, what is this container storage? Consider this one as a volume that is inbuilt of the PostgreSQL container. So as soon as we launch a PostgreSQL container without attaching any volume, it will save entire its data into its local directory, and that is nothing but a volume. So in this example, I'm gonna create a simple customer schema and try to insert some data into it and check how we can persist that data into local storage. Then we will destroy this container, relaunch that container, and we will fetch that container using the pgadmin connected to the Postgres, which will eventually be connected to the local storage. So this will be the first flow. Second most important example is we will be connecting the Node.js application to the PostgreSQL. So this one currently is not the container, but is a totally different application. Okay, so we will be configuring like how we can get all the list of customers which are inside the local storage, and we'll try to post a customer into it and to check how we can leverage that data which is already inside the local system. So it will be lots of fun, and let's start coding into it. All right. So what all you have to do, you have to create a Docker Compose YAML file, YML extension to it on the root folder of your project structure. First of all, that's the most important thing. And then you have to create a first variable that is version 3.9. Just go to Docker website, Docker Hub, and check what is the updated version from your side. Like this is already 2023 site, it might got changed, something like that. Now, as soon as you added the version, secondly, there will be multiple containers, right? So in Docker terminology, that containers, that images will be called as service. So you have to give a name called services. Inside these services, you can mention that how many images you want and what all configurations you want. So let's see, as we are connecting first the PostgreSQL database. I'm not talking about pgadmin. I'm talking about PostgreSQL database. So I'm gonna name it as DB, and we're gonna launch the image that is PostgreSQL image, and let's see that how we can get the new configuration, that is restart always. What is this restart always is that if something goes wrong behind the scene on Docker itself relaunch a container, and then it fix all the bugs, and we will be having our data connected to it. That is the beautiful thing. Okay, so that is the one of the best practices, I would say. Next, the ports. So we have to expose the 543 port to some other port which will be handled publicly, that is 6000. So this 5432 is a port of local PostgreSQL which will be exported to 6000. Okay, and this is the most important thing over here, guys. We will be creating volumes now. Okay, so what is volumes? Okay, so we will be having multiple containers, and that container will be having volume, something like this. So as if you go to this var lib PostgreSQL from where, so no worries, I'm gonna show you this directory where you can find this var lib PostgreSQL data. So as soon as you launch a container, it will be having a directory structure called var lib postgres data. If you go inside, you will find all the configuration related to it. And I was telling you in the orange box saying that this is the one, this is the local directory, and this directory will be having this directory structure. Okay, now we have to attach this one somewhere in the customer volume like that. To do so, first we have to check whether we have that customer volume or not. Okay, to check, we can perform something like this, volume ls, and you will get all the listed volumes over here. So as I have already created this local volume, so how that thing work is that you are telling the Docker container of Postgres, hey, whatever the data you have, put this one inside my local directory with this volume. Okay, so you can't access these volumes, but you can inspect those values. Okay, I'm gonna show you that how you can create this one. So there is a command. First you have to go and do it, like doc volume create customer wall. I'm gonna create like this. Okay, and if I hit it and go back and do ls, I got this wall. Okay, now if I copy this and put it here, I'll get those value. Okay, but I'm gonna keep it as it is, that customer, to keep the naming convention which makes sense. Okay, now the third point is like how we can pass the environment variable. To do so, you just create .env file. Guys, I'm gonna show you each and everything which are the best practices. Okay, so just create .env file and create db_password with this password, and now we'll see that how you can access it inside this container. So there will be a keyword called environment, and you just pass Postgres user and password and something like that. And if you assign dollar and curly braces with the keyword that is a key value of db password over here, you can access that container over here, and that's it. You got all the configuration required to launch your PostgreSQL, which will be linked to your local storage like that. Now we have to launch the pgadmin, right? How to do that? So we will be having pgadmin image and the port, something like that. So pgadmin will be running on 80, and I'm gonna expose that 80 to 6001. Why 6001? Because 6000 is the dependent DB, because 6000 port is already connected to DB, and if we are connecting which is dependent, which is the next one, that makes sense. That's why I created a 6001. Okay, now let's see that how we can give the environment variable, same pgadmin default email and password. And then most important thing, guys, over here, how you can link this one pgadmin to the DB, so that every time if this pgadmin gets launched and if it's not connected to this one, it doesn't make sense, right, to launch the pgadmin if the DB is not being connected. So what we have to do over here, there is a command in Docker compose saying that depends on. So you have to provide service, like what service it is depend on. So we are telling that this pgadmin is dependent on this DB service, like that. And finally you have to tell this volume that where you can find that volume inside this one, the volumes container. Okay, Docker compose, we are using one of the volumes called customer, which I have already assigned over here, right? So as soon as we are configuring this one to this volume, it will go and check those volume whether those are already linked or not. So those are the scenarios whether we can launch it and connect it. Now let's see that one in action. So first command, what you have to do over here is like docker compose up -build in detach mode. Now over here on the left hand side, I have images and containers, and if I launch it, oh sorry, I didn't save it. Let me launch it one more time and whether we can get the data or not. Oh, it's hanged up. Let me open a new terminal and then launch the docker compose up -build in detach mode, and on the left hand side it will go and perform all the operation which I have shown you in the previous videos. So first of all, it's pulling those two image, okay, and then over here see it is launched the pgadmin, but that pgadmin is dependent on DB. It is launching DB first. See, everything is linked. So this will be launching first, because we are telling like first launch the db admin. As soon as everything got done, then it will be launching the second completion. Okay, so those two things will be handling behind the scene over here, and then on the left hand side you can see the images. In the meantime, I'm gonna tell you that if you haven't already, please go and download the Docker extension, that is the official Docker extension, which will give you a clear picture, so that if you are mistaking something like that, you will get an error, something like that. The indentation should be good, right? So you can use this extension, and then we are good to go from there. So as I have launched the Docker pull, it has created the Postgres image. Okay, let me go back over here in the container. We haven't received anything. I'm gonna go back to the images, and we got the Postgres and the pgadmin, those two over here, and it says that those two are in use. Okay, and it is telling that all those two things are connected. How to check that? So if I go to containers, so the customer app, as we have this project name, the customer app has two containers running into it. Okay, those two. So the 6001, that is the pgadmin. Now we have to go and launch 6001 to check whether we can get the data or not. Okay, why it's not being connected? Something goes wrong, or what's going on? Guys, you have to wait for some time. If I go inside this container and show you, so it takes some time because it is configuring the database behind the scene, all the files, everything over here. So you just need to wait for some time and try refreshing it. All right guys, it's loading, and we will get our UI of pgadmin like this. Now just you have to pass the username and password from left hand side, and then paste it here, and the password is password. Go inside and check whether you can get the data or not. Okay, now the second thing, you are just connected to the pgadmin. Now you have to connect to this db, right? So how to do that? Go inside and type customers, go to connection and type. Now guys, I have a question. What should you type over here? Just think and let me know, because you can see that we have a db. We are, first of all, we are connecting to this particular container. So what will be the host name over here? Is it localhost or something like the IP address 127, or something like 0 dot something like that? What should be there? Do you have any idea? So guys, I'm gonna go back to the Docker container. So whatever the services you are giving, you have to give this particular thing over here. So because we are connecting from one Docker compose file, so everything will be linked via this dependent on. Okay, so you have to add just db, not db1. Okay, so you are telling this pgadmin, hey, connect to this db. Okay, and what is the port? Port is 5431, and this is the export, like external device. We are not connected to the external device. This 6000 will be connected to the external device when we are connecting to the Node.js application, something like that. This is already inside this Docker compose, so that's why we are giving 5432. Okay, and now we have to give the password like that. If you go and save it, and you will be in. Now the second thing is that let's create a table into it. Okay, so I have already the schema. I'm just gonna quickly check whether we have a data inside it, or which is the connected to the previous data which I have already there. So I'm gonna quickly drop it and create table. So nothing fancy over here. I'm just trying to create a customers table, and with the ID, name, email, phone, created at and updated at, inserting those three values, and try to select that customers table. Let me hit it, and I got those three volumes into it. Okay, Now let's see how to persist that data. What if I delete this one? Okay, so what if I delete these containers? So for example, let me go clear it, and then if I do like docker down, so guys, it will be clearing entire thing. Okay, so for example, see now currently this db1 has this particular number, that is 7f01. I'm creating entire those two new docker containers, and we will see that whether we will get the previous data which is there inside our system, because in our diagram current system we are not dealing with the inbuilt volume, we are dealing with the storage volume, like that. So how to check that? To do so, you might have marked this 7f01. If I destroy or remove those two containers, we will be launching new containers with two different numbers attached to it, but the name will be same, like db1, and the pgadmin will remain same. So let's do it. So first of all, it's removed the pgadmin, which is independent, and now it's stopping the db container which is there, and now see it's exited and it's stopped. Okay, now the thing is that as we got entire picture over there, I'm gonna go and launch it one more time. This time we don't have to build it, we just need to put like docker compose up, and then it is created. See over here we got different containers, 2de, 2b, 2f, something like that, and different pgadmin. Both those two containers are totally different. Okay, now if I go back and refresh it, guys, whether we will be having the persisted data inside this one or not, okay, we just need to check it. Okay, let me go over here and refresh it. Again, it will take some time because again it's launching and configuring each and everything behind the scenes. See that the application installation is going on, and it will definitely take some time. And as soon as it is being created, we can see that all the list of databases over here, plus I hope so, like those three values will remain into the persisted local storage. Okay, so just bear with me, it will be launched quickly. If it's still persists, just try to refresh the entire browser and just go back and put username and password. And then try to go inside and let's connect it. So customer connection is db and password is password. Let's see. So we are in. Now see whether we will get that data or not. So I'm going to schema, I'm gonna go to tables, and we got that data there as it is in the new table, new database, like that. Okay, so we got all the data which is already there. So that's how we can persist the data. Now the second scenario here, we gonna connect the Postgres database via the Node.js and check whether we can get that local list of customers into it or not. Okay, so how to do that? What you have to do over here is that to do that, I have already created Node.js APIs for you, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm quickly gonna go and launch a new terminal to run this container, the Node.js, Node server, something like that. Prior to launching that service, all I have to do is like I have to change the port number to 6001, sorry 6000, as I am connecting to the database, not pgadmin, guys. This one is I'm not connecting to the pgadmin, I'm connecting to the Postgres database. Okay, so I just go back, and this one over here I'm connecting to 6000 exposed one, like 6000 is the exposed post. So that's how I'm exposing. I'm just connecting to this one, and this is the host value we have to provide, which will be connected. And if you want to have entire understanding like how I have created these beautiful APIs, all the CRUD operations, I'm gonna create a beautiful series of videos of Node.js, Postgres connection and all the CRUD operation in the upcoming videos. So please do like, subscribe to my channel and to have a look on those videos. Okay, now let's go back and launch it, and let's see whether we can connect it or not. All right guys, we can see that the table has been already configured in each and everything. Now to make life easy and to understand better, I have already configured all the CRUD operation into the Postman like this. Okay, now if I hit it, the get customers, whether we can get the data or not, let's see. So we got 200 okay status. Let me check whether we have got the data or not. Yes, we got those three values over here. That's the beauty of the persistent data. Okay, now if I hit it one more time, I got that those three. If I open the pgadmin for you, so we have John Doe, Jane Smith and Bob Johnson, and those things will be listed over here. What about if I post something? Let's post a name bravo at example.com and something, a phone number. Let's do it. Okay, so it is telling that it is created. Let me go and hit it. We got fourth one. Now I'm gonna check it. Guys, you have to understand that we have posted a customer from Node.js application that will be posted here, and we are now accessing from pgadmin, other way around. Okay, let me go and try to refresh it and then get the rows, and then you can see we got all four data over here. That is a Bravo. So that is the entire picture of Docker Compose, and that is very handy. And if we understand like the bits and pieces how those things works. And guys, if you do like my video, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.